the chronology of Russia's annexation of Ukraine and the ties between China and North Korea. Russian governments have denied Ukraine's position as an independent nation and have claimed Ukraine as a part of Greater Russia over the years. In 2014, Russia attacked and occupied Crimea. As we know, since 2014, China has been the only major power supporting Russia since Ukraine's invasion. In a March 2014 UN General Assembly vote on the territorial integrity of Ukraine and shows that Pyongyang sided with Moscow to reject the motion. North Korea blamed the U.S. for Russia's actions at the General Assembly, arguing that Washington's foreign policy and provocations led to Moscow's invasion of Crimea. In 2015 until 2017, the annexation of Ukraine by Russia violated Europe's regional order. In 2018, tensions between Russia and Ukraine escalated due to Ukraine accusing Russia of supporting separatist movements in eastern Ukraine. On March 2022, North Korea was one of only 5 countries voting against a resolution condemning the aggression against Ukraine and the humanitarian consequences of the aggression against Ukraine. Overall, the stronger cooperation between China and North Korea has benefited Pyongyang, which is a veto by China and Russia of new UN sanctions on North Korea and growth in trade with China. Next, we are going to talk problems exists during invasion. First of all, Vladimir Putin wants to expand Russian territory by claiming Ukraine as part of Russia and not an independent country. Their attack failed because Ukraine has a strong military base and also gets a lot of aid from countries like the United States. From the realist perspective, war is acceptable because every country is selfish for their national interest to gain more power. Furthermore, the international response towards Ukraine-Russian war, not only in Europe but also Asia, including Northeast Asia. Big superpower like China have relations with North Korea because these countries share the same interests. These countries support Russia because their enemy, United States, stands with Ukraine. North Korea and China hate United States because they do not support missile tests and nuclear weapons. Besides, the economic consequences. Most countries put economic sanctions towards Russia, which led to high inflation in global economics. Russia is known for being the world's largest oil producer and energy exporters. Not only that, because of this war, Ukraine faces a challenge with the socio-economic crisis, weak government and internal division. Thirdly, humanitarian. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, states 4 million refugee migrations from Ukraine to Western Europe, and in 2021, almost 600,000 citizens left Ukraine and did not return. Western Europe had a crisis to find shelter, food, and public finances for refugees, and might cause possible social tension, like keeping peace for their citizens. Lastly, media and propaganda. This is considered a hybrid war, and Ukraine uses social media to track information on provocation of Ukraine, lies in Russian media propaganda, and to spread counter-propaganda. Look into Russian. Their propaganda is overused and recycled in every campaign, which aiming to destabilize Ukraine and divide their citizens. Following slide will talk about solutions to solve this invasion. Firstly, the slogan of President Petro Poroshenko say that there is no military solution to the conflict with Russia. The conflict between Ukraine and Russia can be resolved through direct negotiations between the countries, create a treaty to preserve and build peace without the use of force, but clearly adheres to the principles of international law, such as the inviolability of borders and respect for Russian state sovereignty. The international society, including China and North Korea, should actively engage in security guarantees of the warring state to ensure the safety and stability of the region. Other than that, establish a ceasefire by forcing a warring nation to withdrawal of troops and provide temporary peace for a certain period of time in order to create a security zone for the deployment of international peacekeeping forces. In conclusion, the Ukraine-Russia conflict has led to significant geopolitical implications and has affected the relationships between countries, particularly between China, North Korea, and Russia. The conflict has the potential to reshape the global security landscape and has caused changes in foreign policies and security cooperation. Additionally, the conflict has resulted in a humanitarian, social, and economic crisis in Ukraine, with consequences such as refugee migrations and economic sanctions. the media and propaganda have also played a role in shaping the narrative of the conflict. Overall, a comprehensive and diplomatic approach is needed to address the complex challenges posed by the conflict.